What's going down? Based on my banner channel, Thor's Thoughts is the show. I'm back. It's another unboxing. It's a mega box unboxing. I've been on a little bit of hiatus. I've been dealing with some stuff. But now I'm back and I had a ton of stuff show up while I was gone or busy. And I got a new diorama. So I got diorama number 2, electric boogaloo. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boxes. Some stuff from my good friends at Entertainment Earth, some stuff from my good friends over at McFarlane Toys. So a lot of different stuff. But while everything gets going and while the things are happening, I'll probably just open up. So I went to a toy swap recently and I got this little Frenzy 1989 or 1986, 1986 movie series. It's the last tape I need for Soundwave. So I have the Soundwave, like the Netflix one, came with Laserbeak, Ravage. I picked up Rumble when that came out a little while ago, and now Frenzy would be the final piece of that puzzle. So I was lucky enough when I was at the toy swap from the Minnesota Toy Posse, last weekend, 2 weekends ago, to get there, to see it there. And someone had it for $20, which is a 10 or 12 bucks, I think, in Target right now, if you can find them, which I've not seen a lot of these. So when I saw it, I kind of just went, you know what? They don't have to hunt. Save me gas, save me time. Might as well just pull the trigger, get it done. And I'm pumped because I love the 86 series. I mean, I don't buy a lot of Transformers, but I do love me the 86 series. And Soundwave, Blaster, the whole like tape dudes, those were my jam when I was a kid. So these are kind of no-brainers for me. It's almost the exact same packaging as Rumble was. Oop, lost a gun already. Or dropped a gun already. Let me see if I can find it. Nope, it's gone. Gone forever. There we go. That's not too bad. All right. It's a dope little Transformer. It literally looks exactly the same as the other dude, Rumble. So you got the little guns that go on the back, and then you can do the arms, and you put the fist in, and then you just plug the arm thing in. That's dope. Like I said, I lost one of the guns, so I'll have to find that. Oh, I see it. It's too far to grab, though. So there you go. Frenzy. Let's see how Frenzy looks in my diorama. So I got, like I said, diorama number 2, electric boogaloo. This thing is really cool. It's like 2 feet tall. It's like my forearm. And it's got this little doorway here. These are popsicle sticks. My buddy, one of the guys from Minnesota, Ryan Thomas, built it for me. I won it in a raffle. Off of Dave Wheeler's 24-hour stream back in like November. And I've been pretty busy ever since then. It says frogs there. This is definitely Ninja Turtles-esque. Oh, let me grab. Where is it? I was blinding myself. So it glows. It should glow in the dark here. I'm gonna see if I can get my handy dandy glow in the dark. Essentially my CSI light. There you go. You see that? I don't know if you can. If it pop up, probably can't see it. No, it does. It does glow. That's pretty dope. Yeah, I picked this up finally right before the weekend. So this would definitely fit my 7-inch figures. You got a little, like, you can't see it maybe in the corner, but it's like ooze, goo coming out of the pipe and stuff. You got a ladder here. There, Frenzy looks dope. He's little. So there you go. Bam. All right. Let's start unboxing some boxes. Because let's be real. That's what we're all here for. So you know what? Let's go with this little guy from Entertainment Earth first. These showed up, like I said, I've been a little busy. Unfortunately, I lost my father recently, so I've been super busy dealing with that. Shout out to Dad. Our rest in peace. I love him. But yeah, so I wasn't able when a lot of the stuff showed up to get after it. So it just kind of started piling up on me, and I started having a massive pile of loot. Oh, sweet. This is sweet. Here you go. from Jada Toys, kicking that Mega Man line. We got Fireman, one of the two bad guys who come with the first wave. So the first wave is Mega Man, Fireman, and Iceman. And then they got, that is some good looking stuff. You get a fire blaster, like a fire blast on a stand, 2 different heads, a couple different hands. Or his hands just fire? That's crazy. Yeah, his hands are just fire. But you get a couple options for fire hands and stuff like that. That's a great figure. I was just playing with the Mega Man from Jada Toys like yesterday. So that's I can't wait to get him out and then start getting some battles with Mega Man, him, all that sort of stuff. So this is a McFarlane. I think this is maybe BBS related. I can't. It's a single fig. Oh, it's even wrapped in like paper. Nice. Like when they do that in the box, wrapped in paper. Oh yeah, I was right. Bam. I'm Batman. It's the Batfleck. The Batfleck returns. BBS Batman. I'm gonna set this off to the side here. Now, there's some issues with this I've already heard of. Like I saw a lot of the reviews and stuff already. Like the back of it isn't painted for some reason, which is kind of an odd choice. If you're gonna do some paint apps on the front, I mean, just have before you put the cape on, just do the whole 360 of the figure. It doesn't make sense to like do the front, not the back. And this, I think one of these other boxes has that same issue. So, but I'm still pumped for this dude. Cloth cape. Let's be real. This should have been in that 6-pack. The Ultimate Movie 6-pack should have had this figure in it. There's no reason we should have got the Batman Justice League version again. It should have been BBS in that one, but we got it now. I'm pumped about it. So yeah, there you go. Okay, let's go let's get another Entertainment Earth one out of the way here. Honestly, I think this was like 2 or 3 orders, but they all spread them out and then they showed up in different boxes over different times. So I'm kind of glad I ended up getting it after them at the same time. Oh, I think I know what this one is. Oh, yes. Yes. Accessories are a must for any toy collector, fashion person. Really accessorize. You got to accessorize. And the best way to do that is with super action stuff and their game on. This thing's got 29 accessories. I mean, there's boxing gloves in here, spray paint can, it lights up, the LEDs work, and there's different like screens for the front and stuff on this thing. This is choice. This is pretty cool. I'm glad this in the so not only are the 29 accessories inside of this and it lights up, but then it scales for your 7-inch figures. So you can have Batman here playing with his video games, which is dope. So I wonder if there's sticks and stuff that fit into the top here. Everything seems to be inside. Oh yeah, joysticks, buttons, super. 6-7-inch, 110 or 112 scale. There's sports stuff. That's right. There's sports stuff. There's guitar in here. That's right. There's like a Nintendo Switch. This super action stuff. If you've I've been rocking with I have their Casket of Cruelty. I got their Bag of Violence like a long time ago. That was like the first thing I grabbed from them was like the Bag of Violence. And then I grabbed the Casket of Cruelty. Still haven't opened it, but I got it. I want to open it. Now just went straight to this one, and I'm pumped. I might have to open that before I actually open the Casket of Cruelty. The Casket of Cruelty is cool too because it's big enough to fit a 6 or 7-inch figure inside of it, like a full-size casket. Now I got a full-size video game machine, which I think is just as dope. And this lights up, if I'm not mistaken. So there's directions and all that on like their website on how to put everything together and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna set this one aside for a second. Pull these two back. There we go. Get into this elongated one. See what we got in here. Oh, all right. We got a little bit more McFarlane goodness. We got maskless Bale from the Dark Knight. That's dope. This is kind of crazy. This is well, not crazy, but it's weird how small this is. So it's the Bat Pod with Catwoman from The Dark Knight Rises. Now the thing about this one is the box for like the Batmobiles, the Lobo bike, all that have been so much bigger. Like, I just mean so much larger than this box. They went really small at this box. It's weird that they went. For $70, I would have expected it to be bigger. That's all I'm saying. For the price, I would have expected more. But I'm still pumped for it nonetheless. I still haven't found the I've been so busy. The platinums for the Target ones. The Dark Knight. Was it the one where he's the glider cape, like the big whatever cape, and then the other Catwoman, the one that's got like the necklace and the broken mask and stuff like that. No luck finding either of those. But oh, sweet. The last piece to the Jada Toys Mega Man bundle. Oh, and his hands flying around in there, but it's Iceman, which is dope. That's a sweet Iceman. So now I got Iceman here, Fireman. Finish those off. We got Game On from Super Action stuff. That's awesome. We have Batman, Batfleck, Batman, Dark Knight, and then we got the Catwoman and the Bat Pod. So that's a pretty good haul so far. Oh yeah, and don't forget the new diorama. All right, let's move this over here. Actually, let's move this over here too. Boom. The new diorama is sweet. Well, and Frenzy. Oh, sorry, I forgot I opened Frenzy to start the stream. But yeah, so there you go. That's a pretty good. That's pretty good right there. And we still got this big box to go. So I don't know. So far, I'd say I'm probably most pumped for the Game On set. Super Action stuff never ceases to disappoint. And I actually had a good idea because since I have this spray painted frogs there, taking the spray paint can, excuse me, the spray paint can out of the Super Action stuff Game On pack, and then using it on a figure to make them look like they're spray painting that frogs on. Which again, Ryan Thomas got this from this sweet diorama. Pumped for that. Won it off the Dave Wheeler 24-hour live stream for Extra Life back in November. Sweet, super sweet. Can't wait to get some shots of that. Everyone's like, someone told me I had to get Ninja Turtles now, which I was like, no, I've purposefully like stayed away from that line, stayed away from the NECA, stayed away from the retro, stayed away from the Playmate, all of it. I've stayed away from all of it because I can't. I got too much. The only NECA I do mess with is the gargoyles. I picked up that Hudson not too long ago, finally. So now I have a complete OG set. So I got Goliath, Bronx, Hudson, Broadway, Lexington, and Brooklyn. So I was pumped about that because for some reason I only saw Hudson like once or twice when he first came out, and I wasn't in the I need to grab this figure at the time. And then by the time I had the rest of the four of them, it was a done deal. Like I was like, I have to get Hudson now. Woo-hoo! All right, this is a controversial box right here. Let's start off with a comic book I already got, which is cool because I got the page puncher of that, and a Flashpoint comic, which is fine because Flashpoint's always good stuff. So there you go. I got some comics, and, but this is yes, good. Okay, so I didn't get the platinum version. It's the Spectre. This is the Crisis on Infinite Earths. Build a figure wave. Build the monitor. There's a lot being said about this wave right now. Good, bad. I mean, some right, some wrong. I would say. They say the hands are too small for this Flash. They're probably right because they almost look like the hands for the first Kid Flash, like literally the same hands they used on the littler body Kid Flash, which I'm confused as to why they didn't just do the same Kid Flash body we had in do this Wally West and just do a different head sculpt than to do the new body, not the new body buck, but the body buck that they're in love with, that the Blue Beetle one, the one Animal Man's in it. They've used it like 15 times this year. That body buck, to use that body buck with the same size hands that you're using on the smaller body bucks from like the like I said, some of the earlier like Kid Flashes or like Impulse, stuff like that. Those literally look like the same hands of the size for the ones that are on Impulse. I won't go and say like, oh my God, they're so tiny. Haha, it's ridiculous. It is a little shocking that you would put them that small. But I got the right Spectre, so I'm pretty pumped about that. Here you go. The Superman, Earth number 2, old Superman. He has a wired cape, which is dope. Like a dope wired cape. Except the problem is the back of him, they just didn't even bother painting. So like there's no paint on the back of the yellow belt. There's just, again, it's kind of late. It's a little bit of laziness. And as someone who is like, okay, I'll wait and see on this $40 price point. Is it worth it? Is it not? Let's let the chips fall and then let's talk about it. With some of the issues that they've had so far, the back of the belt for Superman not being painted, even though it is a wired cape. Spectre, they said there were 6 figures. No one has seen the other platinum. The only platinum I've seen is the Spectre, which is a Green Lantern, like Hal Jordan version. Haven't seen any other platinum, so there's really only 5 figures. But there's Psycho Pirate, which has the last issue, is they decided not to paint the back of Psycho Pirate either. So now you got an unpainted back for the belt of Superman. You got an unpainted, like completely unpainted Psycho Pirate just for no reason. And these are just from what I've seen in other people's reviews. And this stuff factors in. So when we talk about like, is the price point adequate? And like when I go to review the figures, obviously I probably would have pointed those things out myself, but you can't not hear these things being in the toy circles and being in the communities and stuff like that, the Facebook groups. You just can't not see the pictures and hear the complaints. And when they're valid complaints, like you have to be like, yeah, that's a legit complaint. And that's a legit problem. Like if you're going to charge a higher price point for what was not the excuse, but what was the argument that there was more tooling that was involved? There was more, other stuff that was involved, lower quantity made, this, that, and the third. Okay. But in lieu of that, you have to finish paint, then you have to do the paint apps all the way around. You have to make sure every I on those figures are crossed, every T is dotted. You gotta do all that. You can't be doing half paints, all this sort of stuff if you're gonna bump that price point up. Now I get it. Like, am I disappointed with this line? I mean, I don't have it out of the box yet, so it's hard to tell. There is a heavy lack of accessories, I would say. The Superman doesn't even have a flight stand. That's one of my issues. They couldn't even throw a flight stand in. The first, they did throw in one extra pair of hands, but no flight stand. No flight stand. The first wired cape, cloth cape Superman. It's not even a regular Superman. It's like it's an old Superman. People have said look constipated, which the card on the card that they use, he looks super, super old. And then the head doesn't look as old. I think they could have aged the head a little bit more or just used a little bit more gray on the sides instead of just kind of like halfway in it. But the Psycho Pirate's cool. He just needed more. I mean, 2 hands. He's got a holding hand, but he's not holding anything. It has no accessory. That's weird. And then the Kid Flash, yeah, I mean, the hands are reuse of a hand from a smaller body buck. So they look off. They're not small hands. I mean, they are small hands. There's this, like I said, I bet you they are the same hands that they used on the first Kid Flash or Impulse. And if they just reuse those hands, then they should have increased. They either should have increased the size of the hands to correctly fit the body buck that they chose, or just use the smaller body buck like Impulse and Kid Flash and just given us another Wally West Kid Flash. I think we would have been happier. There would have been less complaining, even if you would have used the smaller body buck with the smaller hands and just did the head change from that gold label Wally West. From this one we got from like, a couple years ago, the exclusive, the McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. I think you would have had less complaining then, for sure. I mean, I don't see how you could not have. And then, like I said, not back of the Batman being painted. This is just, and they're not egregious. I mean, they're not like super egregious, oh my gosh, offenses, but there are a lot of little offenses. The back of the belt, the hands, the back of Psycho Pirate, the back of the Batman. I'm curious to see how big that bat pot is. Now I'm glad they're kind of watching it on the packaging, because honestly, I got the Lobo package and it's about 4 times as big as the Catwoman and Bat Pod package. And I mean, that thing here, it's right here. Like it's a beefy boy, but I guess see, that thing is bigger than that whole box. How many inches is that thing? Does it say? Normally it says how many inches it is on the bat. 7 inches? No. Oh no, it says fits most 7-inch figures. I don't know how big the actual bat pod is. Whoa. With the Catwoman thing, but it has to be pretty small, because like I said, that Lobo, and that was in 2 pieces. Only the front piece came off. The actual, all the blue is one giant piece. But yeah, I'm pumped. I mean, I got a lot of backlog kicking. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I got a lot behind on a lot of reviews, but now I got even more stuff to review. So yeehaw. And to be honest with you, the thing I'm probably most pumped about on here, let me just clear this all out the way. Right here. Boom, boom. These Jada toys, these Mega Man line figures are no joke, legit. Head over to Entertainment Earth, use the code BANTER at checkout, get you 10% off in stock items and free shipping on any purchase $79.99 and over. Woof. It's been a long week. But there, the Mega Man line Fireman and the Mega Man line Iceman, and then super action stuff, game on. This stuff is all available right now in stock over at Entertainment Earth. That's where I picked all that up. And then McFarlane Toys, the Crisis line. I mean, so much has been said about it, and it's probably right. The monitor himself, I don't have any problems with. I think they did an all right job with the monitor. I'm curious to see if that's like a cloth cape, rubber cape, or what his actual cape's made out of. That's rubber. Because it looked like it would have been cool if they would have done some sort of like, not neoprene, but like some sort of cool molded plastic that's like not as heavy, that you could have like, something more malleable. I think that would have been more, something that I would have preferred a little bit more had they gone that route with it. But it looks like it's just a basic rubber cape. Now, the anti-monitor is the only one I don't have from the Crisis line now, and now it makes me want to get one of these bad. So, you know what? While we're here, and let's open up Mr. Christian Bale, the maskless Bale, which is what the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th or 11th figure from the Dark Knight trilogy. So we're almost up to like a dozen figures in that line alone, or in that waves of different figures. I think my favorite of all of them so far has been that Joker, the bank robber Joker, the interrogation room. That probably had to be my favorite. It had a good number of accessories. It had the little like interrogation room set, which is cheesy, but it's all right. And then it had all those hands and stuff like that, and the black cell phone. And that's a good figure. I mean, you can say what you want about the shirt color and some of the minor gripes on that figure, but I think that's probably, of all the Dark Knight trilogy figures they've put out so far, it would probably be my favorite. It's been a while since I've opened a new figure. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've had stuff coming in. I picked up Frenzy earlier, picked him up, and then I picked up Alfred at that toy swap. So I got the Batman the Animated Series Alfred. So I finally finished in wave 1 before wave 2 comes out. Still I did see, you know, what's funny is someone had the Batman with the the glider cape. That the gun, it's not a gun, but that like explosive firing thing that he has from the Hong Kong scene is pretty cool. And then the actual sticky thing is paper thin. It says 223 on it. You can't read that. There's no way. But it says 223 on it, the little plastic thing, but it's wafer thin. Like there's no way I'm gonna lose that. There's no way I'm keeping that. I can't. It's gonna get lost. 100%. Maybe tonight, maybe during the stream. Literally while I'm opening the figure, I'll probably lose it. It's that small, thin, and terrifying. There you go. Sweet Batman card, just him jumping, whatever. I'll be honest. I think at this point, I have a whole Batman Dark Knight trilogy shelf. 12 figures. And with the other two that I don't have, I think that makes like 14 figures total. Like that's a lot of figures. That's a lot of figures. There we go. He even came out of thing like he's jumping. I like this head sculpt. This Bale head sculpt is solid. No one's talked a lot about that. I haven't seen a lot of people mention how solid that Bale head sculpt is. And I remember when this figure was announced, people were crying about how in that scene he has the mask on when he fires the thing. And that's true. He does. Like he, you know, like astute observation. But then they put out that mask version with the big rubber cape, or not big rubber cape, big like leather cape, essentially, which is dope. And people are like, oh, I have a rubber cape Bale with a mask and a cloth cape from the 6-pack. So to have a maskless that's the way to go. That's what I wanted. Here's ski jumper Bale. I give him a 5. Just kidding. It's a solid figure. It's the same exact Batman body buck. I mean, it's the third time over again. I mean, there's nothing new about this except completely unhindered by any cape issues. Now, so is the cloth cape one, but the rubber cape, dude, I think he had some minor shoulder mobility issues. I do like the gold belt. This is a solid figure. It's a solid body bug. That Bale Batman suit is cool. It's super cool. So I'd probably give him a solid. He's a 7. He's a solid 7 figure. Which way is this thing aimed? Oh yeah, I wish they would have gave him. I don't know if he needs a different pair of hands. He does look like his hands are bike hands. So you grab one of the masks. Oh yeah, because that's fists, and that's like a fist and an open hand. Yeah, I think the other two have fists and open hands. So this Bale has 2 open hands, which looks like he's ready to rip on the bat pod, rip off that head, and then put the. Honestly, what I could do is switch out these hands to the cloth cape Batman, and then get him on the bat pod. That'd probably be the easiest thing to do. Is just swap the hands of those two, then leave the head as is. That's a cool figure though. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see how this scales in the new dial. Batman spends time in sewers, tons of time. It's like, what the hell is this robot doing in here? I don't know why my Batman voice just sounded like he's from the South, but whatevs. All right. And he's not quite. Well, that's all right. I'm pretty stoked about that. We'll see actually if who do I got? Here's Spider-Man. Yeah, that scales pretty well. I'm pumped. 6 or 7 in there is great. That'll be good. And then, like I said, super action stuff. Game on. Go pick one of these up. LED light up. You get to change out the screens. There's different screens and stuff in here. So much cool stuff. The Mega Man figure is available now. Christ on Infinite Earthwave coming. Batfleck returns. Forgot about him. He's up there for me. As far as like anticipated figures. But like I said, I'm a little irritated because he should have been in that ultimate movie 6-pack. Because I think if it's the ultimate movie 6-pack, and yes, I'm doing air quotations, then it needs to have all of the movie guys. And the Justice League movie was, yes, Batman was in it, but it's not really a Batman movie, whereas Batman vs. Superman technically is more of a Batman movie than Justice League. So if it's the ultimate movie 6-pack and you're using any of the Batflex, it should have been the BVS. But I mean, the thing is, we got them. Now we did get alternate hands, so you get two pair of hands, the grapple gun type thing, and then his batarangs. So I'm not too mad about that. I'm gonna be honest with you. That I'm pretty happy about that. You know why we're here? Let's open up another fig because I got them just laying around. I mentioned Animal Man earlier. Bam, got him sitting right there on the floor. Animal Man, the gold label, Target exclusive. Let's get him open, see what he's all about. It's been a while since I've got to do some figs, and honestly, reviews been slow, and I got a bunch shot from before, but you know, after things started going kind of south with Dad and Pops and stuff, I just, you know, I didn't really know. It was kind of impromptu even to do this. I've come down here like 15 times probably since then. It was less than a month ago that I lost my father. So I've just been like slowly trying to get myself back into not making content, because I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like a passion of mine doing this, but just like to like turn on the cameras and plug everything in and like be like that guy. Like, I don't know that it was in me up until honestly today. So there you go, Animal Man. He has a jacket in the back of the box. The Human Zoo. I do like. I wish they would have given him a jacket. I think about getting him a custom like jacket. I think that'd be dope. I've seen some people take the Grifter jacket and turn it blue and put that on this figure, which is not a bad look. Now this is the exact same body buck as, what was I just complaining about? Oh, the Flash. That Flash, what you call? The Kid Flash from the Crisis on Infinite Earths. He comes with regular hands, like karate hands, or you know, like knife hands. So he comes with those, and then he comes with a pair of fists, and then one of his hands is like a talon. It's like a bird talon. And then the other one's holding something, or it's like a holding hand. So if you had like an accessory or something like that you want to put in there, you could. And I guess you could put like a crowbar. There are lots of McFarlane crowbars out there. I have a myriad of different accessories. Thing you could use for this guy. You know what'd be good is the some of those accessories from the gargoyles, from the NECA gargoyles. Those things are great. Yeah, so he gets, his hands are a little small too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know what? No one said anything, and it's weird because that Kid Flash. Oh, see, they put another reason the hands look small is, you know what? I bet these are the same size hands that they have for Animal Man, but they put these gauntlets on the Kid Flash. They put these thick red gauntlets, like about to here, and they're super thick. So they make the hands really look disproportionate. Whereas, like, if you grab the Animal Man figure and put it next to it, they're not. They're probably the exact same size. Dang. No, those are smaller for sure. Oh yeah, those are way smaller. I just put this hand. Oh, you can't see it, but I just put one of the straight hands up to the straight hand in the box, and I'm wrong. They are smaller. It's a smaller hand, and so they double messed up there. Then they use a smaller hand, which they shouldn't have done. It should have been the same Animal Man hands that they should have put in this Kid Flash. Here, let me get this Kid Flash up since I'm talking about him. Yeah, whatever. He's right here. But yeah, they should use the same hands that they used for Animal Man that they did for Kid Flash, but they didn't. They went with a smaller hand for some reason, and then they put gauntlets on the forearm of the Kid Flash that made him like even bigger. So while it's the same exact body buck as this Animal Man, the Human Zoo, it looks so disproportionate because those two exact reasons. I just don't understand that. Like you already have the there you go. It's like a Wolverine or a honey badger, something like that. Let's go with honey badger because I like honey badgers. But you already have the hands for that body buck. You used them a million times. Like Riddler, the Riddler got him. Blue Beetle got him. This dude got him. Red Tornado, that's not the same body buck. Let me look around. I know I can find it like 6 other times this year. But they had the right hand sizes. Why you would take what looks like the smaller hand size from like Kid Flash or Impulse and put it with the larger body buck, and then to put gauntlets on the wrists and double down on your mistake. They deserve to be raked over the coals for that. Like, it's not like, this is a cool figure. This Animal Man is dope. I'm not gonna lie. This is a good figure. Like this claw hand. This is good right here. This is a good looking dude. The big A on the chest. That's solid. That is absolutely solid. And he's got the honey badger. Damn. Molded ankles. That's pretty good. This is a good figure. This is probably 8.5. I mean, the head sculpt's solid. The goggles in the head sculpt look really nice. Like, that's a nice looking figure. That is a really nice looking figure. It's crazy that it's super crazy to me then that that's why. I do not understand. I do not understand this. Now let me see. Let me see if you can see. Can you see this right here? Like you can't even see the scale, but it's an extremely it's half the size. Half the size. I know I'm like super going down a rabbit hole on this one. Animal Man, the mobility is ultra high. The sculpt is fantastic. Like I said, 8.5, solid figure that you get a little animal with him. My DC animals are growing. I have Crypto now. I have him. I have Space Dog. I got the bird from Beast Boy. I'm trying to think. We got any other animals that accompanying any other figures yet? No, but I will be on the lookout for more. This new diorama is solid. It's an amazing, awesome killer. We get Animal Man in there by Spidey. Can't remember Ryan's Instagram handle right off the top of my head, but Ryan Thomas, search that on IG. Should be able to find the guy who made this diorama for me. If you're in the Minnesota area, definitely hit him up. Minnesota Toy Posse. I'm pumped. This was a good haul. This was some good figures. Massless Bale, he's a 7. He's good. The head sculpt's better than people are talking about. I'm surprised that people aren't talking about how good that head sculpt is. Animal Man, 8.5. Is a good figure. Great figure. I mean, I highly recommend him. I've seen him peg warming a little bit. Don't think that's deserved, considering. And then, obviously, I've talked about a bunch of times. Mega Man, Iceman, Mega Man, Fireman, Game On set from Super Action stuff. The Bat Pod with Catwoman from McFarlane Toys. We got the whole old silly wave of Crisis on Infinite Earths. You know, how big is it? Oof, the light really hit that. Here, Psycho Pirate. Whatever. And then you got the Batfleck Returns So yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I am pretty pleased. Not a lot of reviews to do now. Two less though. Since I opened up these guys, and then check out the channel. There'll be some more content, obviously involving the new Diorama 2 electric boogaloo. I got to redo my whole sidewall here, like my workbench area. Now that I have 2 dioramas, I think I need to move where the photo box is in relation to the dioramas and where some of the tools and stuff are. So there's gonna be a big shift. Maybe do some fun live streams while I do that and stuff. I think that could be a good time because we can talk about, just figures in general. You know what? Animal Man's real name is Buddy Baker. I did not know that. I had to look at the card. I do want to get a jacket for Animal Man. I think he looks better with that. But again, have you picked up that Crisis on Infinite Earths wave? And do you feel the same way I do about some of the issues or some of the opportunities I think that McFarlane had to improve upon any waves that are going to be like this in the future with the exclusivity and the limited blah 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 and the increased tooling or whatever excuses they want to use. If they're going to do this again, I mean, you got to take it all the way with these figures, right? Like the Superman has to have a back belt painted. Psycho Pirate has to have a back paint apps. Like you just needed to take it all the way. Some people hate how they did like a inside the Spectre here. There's like it looks like the space. It's like a space inside of his cape. I think that's super on point for Spectre's powers and stuff like that. So that does not bother me in the least bit. But some of those other issues with this line, I mean, 2 comic books, one that I already have, that's just a issue from one of your page punchers and a regular one, that doesn't help soften the blow on that. Because we're looking at was it 120? 48? No. It came out to like 30 something. Yeah. So let's say it's 130 for this wave. With discounts or whatever at cost, which I think you're not looking at $40 a wave. It was like 33 something. Let's say 33.50 a wave. I'm hard pressed to say if this is worth it or not. I mean, I want to have the Spectre, and having a wired cape Superman is a huge win. Now to figure out what head of all the Superman heads, I've seen people do head swaps on them to varying levels of success. So I might have to figure out how, or just maybe it might be the best to just buy an aftermarket head for it and put an aftermarket head. So that debate can rage on. Let me know what kind of way you lean on this Superman Earth 2. If you're doing the head swap, what one you're using, because I've seen the Action Comics 1000 that came with the 2-pack with Atomic Skull. I've heard that one works well with the Superman Earth 2 with the cape and stuff like that. So that could be a really good one. That could be super, super on point. But we'll have to see. I'll just have to test it out. I'm gonna probably have to test certain, different ones here and there. Like I said, one of these steps will be getting this bad boy put in its final resting home. So next to my other diorama and next to the photography box. So I'll probably, like I said, do either time lapse or maybe live stream, maybe a little bit of both of that process. How I rearrange just the disaster that is my side desk here, because this right here can get messy. I can clean it up. I had, if you saw the last time I was actually shooting stuff, I had like 19 Supermen all filling this table. Like every version that I had, Superboys, Jonathan Kent's, Supergirls, I had everybody, like bad guys, anybody with an S on their chest, even you, like the Ultraman, I had him on there. I think I had like 19 or 20 Supermans just filling this table. That I can get cleared up, no problem. But where you get like all the accessories and the photography and the kind of where the sausage is made over there, that is a disaster. That is an absolute unmitigated disaster. I forgot Frenzy. Frenzy is dope. If you have a Soundwave, any of the new versions of Soundwave, definitely get him to collect. I have started seeing the Stegosaurus of the Dinobots in Targets. So if you're out looking for that, I would highly recommend snagging that while he's available or while they're available, because I've heard they're kind of a limited run. I've not snagged mine yet, even though I've seen it twice. I need to get it next time I see it, because I have Grimlock and the Brontosaurus. I'm missing the Triceratops. But yeah, I think it's Slag is the Stegosaurus that they just hit. And there you go. And then, like I said, dioramas, Minnesota, Ryan Thomas, Entertainment Earth, code banter, 10% off, free shipping, $17.99 and over. McFarlane Toys. You can grab any of this stuff over there. I think it's all still available. Actually, I don't know if the Catwoman and Bat Pie probably aren't available. Don't quote me on that. I don't know what is and what not. I was surprised that, I haven't done DC Multiverse Weekly in a while. But I was surprised that Plastic Man wave went as fast as it did. Like the JLA Build a Wave. It's a wide release wave, but it had Batman, which is just a re-release of the 3 Jokers with a black and yellow color scheme. The Superman that everybody's been wanting, and then where there's like a red and a blue version, but they've only announced the blue version. It's like a white suit with a blue S, and he looks a little blue. Then there's Aquaman with a hook. The Hook Aquaman we've all been waiting for, and John Stewart, but a different John Stewart head sculpt than we've gotten before, and a different body buck, more of like the classic Green Lantern body bucks now that they're doing the classic Green Lantern suits. So, but that wave was like an instant sellout everywhere. I did not understand the first. I guess not. I didn't understand it. I did not expect the fervor for that wave to be so high. And that Plastic Man looks good. I'm not gonna lie. You get 2 sets of arms, like one stretchy arm, or 2 stretchy arms, 2 regular arms, 2 different heads, like a stretchy head and a regular head, and then just 2 legs, and then the torso in the 4 figures. And it was regular price point. It wasn't like these where they're $40 a figure. These are just $24.99 figures. So it was $84 for the whole bundle, but that was an instant, like not even 1 day sell it. It was like 3 hours sell it. I remember checking it, put it in my cart, went back later. I was going to solidify it, and gone. Just gone. That fast. It happens that fast. It's crazy. Crazy. All right. I'm out. Sunday Funday unboxing, little update. Thank you everyone who sent condolences and everything. For appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Like, share, subscribe, spread the word of Base My Banner. Spring store, get merch over there. The t-shirts, long sleeves, hoodies, zip ups, all that sort of stuff. Check that out. And then Entertainment Earth, like I said, code banter, get you things over there. BANTER. McFarlane Toys. Ryan Thomas for Dios. I'm Thor, your host. Till the next one. Deuces.